In this lab, we can amplify, separate, and isolate DNA fragments.
Today, you are on a mission to find out who stole your peanut butter. You have a DNA sample from the jar. This simulation uses voiceover using the lab pad. Perfect. Electrophoresis is a way to separate molecules, including DNA, by size. Molecules of the same size will form a band in the gel that can be visualized with dyes that bind to the DNA. Before we start our work in the lab, let's put on a lab coat and some gloves. Pick up a lab coat to wear it. Raise your lab pad for more info. Find a glove box and click on it. Great! Let's go to the electrophoresis workbench so you can check out the equipment. An agarose gel when you are ready, use the pipette to add the DNA ladder to well 1. What is the function of a ladder in gel electrophoresis? Amazing. A standard, or ladder, contains add the crime scene sample to well 2. Great, now add the sample of suspect 1 to well 3. Finally, add the sample of suspect 2 to well 4. Great job! The DNA is now loaded into the gel. Next, we will turn on an electrical current that will cause the DNA to migrate through the gel. Click Start to begin the electrophoresis. Electrophoresis is used in biotechnology to separate macromolecules, such as proteins and nucleic acids, based on their size. The sample contains a mixture of molecules, in our case DNA molecules, of different sizes. The sample is mixed with a dye that binds to DNA to visualize the bands and loaded into a gel, a network of polymers, such as agarose or polyacrylamide. Electrodes are placed at each end of the gel to generate an electrical field. This creates a current that will be the driving force for separating the molecules. The gel now has a negative and a nucleic acids such as DNA and RNA are negative. A buffer is applied. The gel acts as a molecular sieve. It hinders the movement of large DNA fragments more than the movement of small DNA fragments. This results in the separation of the DNA fragments according to their size. Where on the gel will the largest DNA molecules be, and why? Indeed, all the DNA molecules have a negative charge and migrate towards the positive pole. Smaller DNA molecules can move more easily through the gel matrix and will therefore cover a larger distance and be found nearer to the bottom of the gel compared to larger molecules. How are DNA or RNA molecules visualized on the gel? Indeed, to visualize the DNA or RNA molecules, a dye that binds to nucleic acids is added. Alright, the agarose gel experiment is now complete. DNA molecules of the same size have migrated the same distance and thus form a sharp band. Typically, you will need to transfer the gel to a transilluminator in a dark room that will excite the DNA dye complex with UV light. This will cause the bands to show up as fluorescence. In the virtual lab, we can show the bands directly in the gel tank. Click on the electrophoresis machine to have a closer look at the gel. Indeed, the band pattern from suspect 2 matches that of the DNA fingerprint on the jar. Well done! You have correctly performed and interpreted a DNA gel electrophoresis experiment. Nice job! You have separated and visualized DNA fragments on a gel. You also correctly identified which suspect matched the crime scene sample. Well done! Let me ask you one last question. Thank you for your feedback. Your score has been saved together with your 100% progress. Congratulations, you have completed the simulation. We hope you enjoyed it and you feel wiser now.